Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. I'm Jim Everhart, chairperson of the Arts Board. I have with me this afternoon, I'm sorry, Chris Cretin, Bruce Hess, and Frank Hollingsworth. Our fifth member, Diane Tyson, is not with us this afternoon. We also have Township Manager Ralph Hutchinson, Assistant Township Manager Tara Hitchens, Charlie Thomas, Director of Public Works, and our brand new Director of, I don't know, what are your title? Recreation. Okay. Lisa Cleveland. Lisa Cleveland. So, thank you. So let's pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Everyone have the minutes of I'm sorry, the May 22nd meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the minutes are approved. Public concerns or comments? Okay. All right. No public concerns or comments. We don't have anybody.
That's correct.
All right. Reports, and I think what we'll do is, Lisa, why don't we have you introduce yourself at the time of the ELT recreation program?
Sure.
We'll do that. Okay. So, reports, recreation.
As far as I know, everything's going good with baseball. I haven't heard anything. Have you, Charlie, or they just?
Baseball season is pretty much wrapping up for the summer unless they made the playoffs. Did speak with the head of the Baseball Association about parking on the grass, trying to get that under control. We're going to work with him a little more to make sure it continues into the fall ball too. But other than that, really, all.
Girls are still an unknown entity, I guess. Never heard any more back from them, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. Grounds, buildings, and trails.
Of course, it's been dry. Roads have been called off for probably approximately 3 weeks now. If we do get any rain, they may be back next week, but definitely dry out there, as everybody knows. The other things we've done, we've dug a couple test holes at Lafayette Tower Park for water evaporation. I'd say the easiest thing would be for stormwater management. We cover up grass, we've got to have some area for water to go. We're looking at like a rain garden area, so we did some water testing. That went well. We're just waiting on final design. Once we get that, we'll bring it to the board.
All related to the pavilion.
Yes. And also scheduling, they also dig some test holes for the same purpose. The new trail that's going to go from Strasburg. Oakview. So folks, I think mid-July, due to the farmer having some crops planted in the year. Other than that, not much happening in the parks for maintenance wise.
Is that over there you want to put in, at Tower, is that going to have restrooms and a?
We're basically done with the engineer, and we're trying to put off the park pavilion. So you'll have your 2 restrooms, everything right there, small mechanical room and a small pavilion. You'll see 50 to 60 people probably. So if you remember well, the size of the park, that's about basic.
Saw the police caution tape on the, in an area of the, the pathway up at, up at, the community park. Do you know what that was about?
Will be at the lower end.
No, I'm talking about, you could see it from the parking area. There was, it was a big area, it was taped off. No, right on the wall. Did you see it?
I think, I saw it, I didn't go back to look. I think some people that were there Thursday night put it up and just never bothered taking it down. I don't know what they were doing, but they had it roped out kind of like from in front of the pavilion back, going back the path, they had it down some
It's
street.
a little
the
past
trees
the
and back around.
pavilion, yeah.
You know, it's, I don't know what that was there for, but I think you guys came in, I saw the guys there Friday morning and the tractor and stuff, and it was down, but I think that's probably it. There was a little branch across there. Maybe somebody put that up, figure somebody's going to.
That may have been what it was. They taped it up. I did hear the guys say they had to go up because there was a branch that snapped off and it was hanging up in the tree.
Because I saw a branch there now, great big.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I would have
Say that.
hated to be hit with that.
So we put the caution tape up, though, wait till we. Caution tape, safety fence up around merry-go-round area, because the bottom plate broke, the guys repaired that, that's what it serves.
Yeah, because I saw that, and I thought, well, I didn't see any blood, so I didn't think there was a I mean, it would have made a great story, but. Anyway, okay, East Hampton Township Recreation Program.
So yes, pleased to introduce Lisa Cleveland, our recreation director. She's been here since the very end of May, just after your last meeting is when she joined us. And she's hit the ground running. I'm sure she'll tell you, but we had the movie night in the park planned for this evening, and the weather is just not going to cooperate, so that had to be postponed. Let Lisa go over other things that she's been working on.
Thank you. Yeah, so this evening, because of the rain, impending rain, thunderstorms, we had to postpone it until July the 11th. So information is out on that, we're just gonna, same time, same location, everything just moving into that time frame. And then we also have an ice truck coming, and a pretzel spot cafe truck coming too for that during the movies. So you're welcome to join us if you're able to on that evening, bring something to sit on and enjoy the movie. I've been working on a software to be able to accept registrations online, so people can go and register for the programs that we put out, and a fee structure that'll cover most of our costs for any of those programs that we would do as classes or whatever, with a higher rate for non-residents than working out with them. Looking for a location, a curriculum for some program, playground program next year. I want to go out, look at several different some playgrounds in the area and to the county to model what works for other people, trying to bring in what seems to be working there, and evaluating those programs, the other recreation programs that they do as well. Have some connections with some of the recreation programs too. Try to implement and get some ideas from them, but things that are already seem to be working quite well at other places too. and looking for potential funding sources and opportunities to collaborate with groups. We do have a couple things planned this summer, as well as a family movie night. We're going to do a yoga in the park series, and that'll be over at Community Park. And then a goat yoga over at Lafayette Tower Park in their outfield. And Charlie and I just spoke about doing a touch the tracks for little kids, 12 kids that are doing a summer lunch club over at Torrey Park on Wednesdays, trying to pull something together. That's fun. So those are the last couple weeks, I think that we come working.
You're a bit busy.
I'll mention one other thing. We met with the folks at CV School District about having formalizing the relationship there so we can use their facilities for rec programs. So memorandum of understanding is in the works that the school, the board, and of course supervisors enter into to give us that space opportunity.
And that was with, you said with the
CV School District.
school district, that's something. Yeah, did that, they're still in the organization, so yeah, it's just, we need some more.
The organization at this point is East Lampeter Township. And so, you know, we want to continue the cooperation with the school district so that we can use their facilities for our programs, but there's still going to be East Lampeter programs.
We had high hopes.
Time will tell, you know, things change over time and, you know, as people see what we're doing and the success that Lisa's creating, things
Yeah.
can change.
It's disappointing, but, it is what it is.
What's the status of Smoking School now? Is that officially closed as an elementary school? Are they moving to the middle school next year, or are they gonna be back here again this year?
So my understanding is that they're going to move the student population from this building to the old middle school, which they're now calling Smoketown Elementary. The students from Leola Elementary are going to move in to this school while they renovate Leola Elementary. And then when that's done, the students from Fritz Elementary are going to move in here while they're renovating Fritz Elementary. So we're probably 4 years away from that property being something other than an elementary school.
So for a couple of years, then they'll still have those fields to use for the baseball fields and stuff, probably the way it looks. The CV is still maintaining ownership in a district, so that's good. Maybe that's why we need the girls, they kept some of those fields and some of the baseball. They use those fields, but there's at least 3 or 4 fields over there, so that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's gonna be a lot of moving around.
Well, it's not unprecedented for the school district, that's all I can tell you. Know.
Anything like this, but
No, well, the only thing I can tell you is I was gonna say, I grew up, I'm a boomer, obviously, and I grew up and every year I started, I went to CV schools. Every year I started school, there was a construction project underway, and when you started in September, it was never done. So you were squeezed in one thing or another, you live in, we're going to trailers, doing, I mean, you know, whatever, but that was back when.
In the old days.
Yeah, when they used to say, well, whatever, yeah, it's like every year, it's like, come on, you know, but forever. No. What?
snow.
Yeah.
It's true.
Every school's the first 2 years of school and I never moved.
Yeah,
School burned down.
yeah,
Schools are still using.
yeah. So anyway,
It's been very busy, working hard, getting things organized, so we're on our way.
that's been a process, but that's great. Welcome, and we're looking forward to working with you, and anything you need from us or anything that you would need our help with, please let us know. And that's looking forward to Okay with you?
I do have a question. I'm not sure whether it's a Lisa question or a Ralph question or who. Will your role be strictly focused on program orientation, or will you have some input as to facility needs that you might see as you go along in the programming process? I'm not sure how you envision all that.
Yeah, I think primarily focused on programming, but certainly, again, we're gonna be using park spaces, so, you know.
Hoping she has some feedback as to,
Sure, yeah.
here's something maybe we ought to look at.
Yeah, definitely be another voice in that conversation.
Okay.
What
What the
useful for the
program members were.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, any, like, I've often been worried about the fact that I wasn't always sure that we had enough fields for, enough facilities for everything that people want, as it was 2 months ago, we had people coming and talking about they wanted a softball, and everything like that. So trying to just keep on top of what people's, what people need is, that's anything you can do to help us with that, that would be great. Good. Okay. Anything else for the recreation program? Yes. Okay, let's move on. Any old business?
Check the disc, mini disc. If you ready for that.
Okay.
There's 4 left as of middle of last week, so. We lost, with the 10 we put in, the 5 we found, the 15, so. We're down to 4, but it's halfway through June, so we're hanging in there, at least there's some there.
And lately, I've noticed more people using it lately.
Okay, good.
I know. I mean, I've seen more people, especially early evening, like between 6 and 8. So.
Up the discs.
Yeah. Well, it takes the supply of this to take a bigger hit, I guess. That's what it's like. Than they do in like January.
So that was what we're happy about. It's working, whatever we did.
Yeah.
Are the signs still there? Are the signs still in the box?
Yeah, it's going good.
I was gonna say, they left the mini disc but took the signs.
I just, this time it is.
Okay, any other old business? Okay, new business.
Yeah, I just have a personal note. I had my times changed for work. And there may be times I have to be at work around 5 o'clock. So if we have here until 15:15, I may have to leave. I hope that's okay with everybody. Hope that's not an issue.
No, that should be fine. That should be fine. I'm sure we'll, I mean, today we're gonna be done way easily beforehand. So good. Sure, we're all good. Okay, anything else?
Just a reminder, budget season's coming up. You've got, deadline is next meeting.
Okay,
If there's objects you see damaged or things you would like to see, just like I mentioned at the last meeting, just keep in mind the pavilions, if it gets approved, will be a pretty penny. Or given spark, so see some minor stuff or this and that, like, so takes us a month or so to get pricing together and get everything done by September
Hmm.
to start our pre-meetings.
and I guess, once again, we'll look at the plan. And is the plan available? Can you download the plan online? Is it on somewhere? Online?
Plan?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, because it's funny, I looked at the one I have, I think what I have was still the draft one. So I wanted to get a new one, so. Okay, I'll download it online. Yeah, that would be good. Good. And certainly, Lisa, any suggestions you might have would certainly be appreciated. And I think, I mean, we talked about where we stand with the new park. So I guess what we ought to do is, I mean, I know we were looking for funding that didn't come, so I don't know what supervisors would be willing to consider. I mean, the next items, they're pretty big ticket items, aren't they?
I think we talked about last month, getting you a breakdown of what the estimated costs for each item was. I think altogether it was like $700,000. The biggest part of that was the bridge over the
Yeah.
creek, but yeah, we could get you that breakdown, at least the last engineering estimate, and that's a couple of years old at this point. But yeah, I think the board's looking for the park board to make recommendations, so either related to Gibbons or anything else that's in the park plan as priorities, they'd like to hear.
Yeah, I just feel like I'd like to have something, I like to, even if it's just a handrail, something, to make some progress.
We'll forward you the Gibbons Park information.
Yeah, I know I should have filed on. You'll didn't receive it, but yeah, we'll get that scanned and get it emailed out to everybody.
Yeah, it's just, well, I remember there was big numbers, but, if there's any parts of it, and I'm sure prices haven't gone up. Yeah. Good. We'll get a humor review, we'll go to Parks Board view, okay.
If you go to the Park and Rec,
Okay,
so all of the things that Lisa has been working on are on here,
awesome.
okay? And if you continue down just before the mini disc golf, here's the plan.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, good. And any other new business?
No new business, but is there any more complaints about parking under the bridge or anything since you put the sign up, or is anybody using the parking at the entrance of Gibbons, have you noticed?
I have noticed there are people, well, I drive by there every day, so I have noticed people in there. Actually, on Saturday morning, there were 3 cars in there parked. Now, I didn't drive back Mill
No.
Creek Road, so I can't tell you if anyone was back there, but there were 3 cars in that parking.
I haven't seen as many back there when I go, as there had been. We're supposed to park on the grass, or I guess pull from the grass, yeah. So,
Yeah, you won't be able to get beyond that because of the concrete blocks.
Yeah, going past there.
We have talked to the board supervisor, it's changing the parking restriction on Mill Creek Road from prohibited dusk to dawn to prohibited, so eventually that ordinance will get changed, we'll put new signs out there, so.
That's all the sign was up there.
Yeah, the sign that's up there basically says there's parking available on Old Pike, so evidence that somebody's seen it.
So to make that area most usable going forward, is the bridge kind of the limiting factor, or can it be used without the bridge?
Oh, right.
So that people would only use the one side, basically.
Right, yeah, there's, paths and, canoe launch. I guess that's about it.
That's the money we requested through the Fish and Wildlife, which we were not granted last year. So,
Bridge or the boat launch.
so we looked at just the west side of the park.
Okay.
So the path that goes and loops around and comes back to a parking area with a canoe kayak launch.
Yes, that could be developed without the bridge.
Since that's a big ticket, it's, can you get people to begin to understand that as a park that's to be used without the bridge? And then the bridge can come later if we get funding.
Most of the people probably at this point don't even know it's a park because there's really nothing there, so there's no signage up or anything, so. once you get a little something out, you can put some signage up and give them an idea, but right now it's just, word of mouth kind of got.
I guess there's some, you don't want to send people there till you have it safe and secure and, have it, at least have the amenities, the basic things done. So that's good. But that would, well, to your point, that would be anything we could do to make that would be desirable. Okay. All right. Any other new business? Okay. Public comment. Again, nobody online?
No.
Okay. Okay, all right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.